Leading profound professional learning. What is it? How does it happen? So what? Now what? Professional learning. We all do it. We all experience it. We all have personal experience with it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. For me, profound professional learning has never come via a one-day course or a PowerPoint. I'm the worst in the world at sitting in a situation where I don't want to be. I want to be challenged, to learn new things, to be stimulated. I hate going to sessions where I don't think the presenter has a depth or understanding. And worse, when I feel like I've mastered the concept in the first 5 minutes, I'm over. I lead professional learning for a job. My master's thesis was about profound professional learning. So I'm putting my neck on the line in writing this. Why? Do we really need professional learning? Well, would you visit a doctor who hasn't updated in the last 20 years? I know I wouldn't. Keeping current is critical to credibility and performance. What we do know that as many leaders want to change things when they change their buildings. However, really they have little idea as to how to do it. They recognise that professional learning is a pathway, however fail to strategically plan for it. Cotter, 1999, tells us a leader becomes aware of what it is that impedes or facilitates the fulfilment of their work effectively, and with an awareness has to take action. So they have a budget or a vague idea, but no idea what to do or how to do it. They go and buy in training packets, which may or may not be of value. So what could be a better approach? Firstly, the starting point is not a systems change, not a change in others around us, but beginning with a change in themselves. Leaders must model and be a part of the professional learning. You can't lead where you won't go. I love that quote from Bath, 2001, page 27. We know that professional learning is a cornerstone to a principal and school trying to improve. But we also know too well that the effective development of people is complex and multidimensional. Learning is not just for kids. Adopting a culture of continuous, not one-off, improvement is imperative. Learning is modelled, learning is valuable, and learning must be expected of everyone. So then, how does it happen? It first starts off with understanding yourself deeply before you begin. Do you know your strengths, the way you learn? Do you accept your weaknesses or areas of need? Where are your blind spots? Knowing what you need can direct you to the next learning experience. Profound learning requires a deep understanding of your current self, self-awareness, self-management, self-acceptance, and self-responsibility. Have you got this in check before you begin? For a change to take place, individuals' beliefs need to be challenged, renegotiated, and constructed. Bell and Gilbert, 1996. Learning is about mindset. If we are open to change and development, we can expect to learn and to grow and to develop with any professional learning experience. If we approach learning with a negative frame, then profound learning is unlikely to happen. It could, but it would be rare and much harder. Are you receptive to being challenged and to doing things differently? Honestly, or are you saying you are, but you really don't believe in it? And then a profound impact may not be realised as you are learning, as you are going through it. Rather, you may find this after the fact. Sometimes you don't realise the impact something is having on you as you experience. The profound part may come much later on, or not until others point it out to you. Professional learning must be contextualised and situational. It has to be relevant and it has to be personalised to the setting, not necessarily to the individual. Individuals often get hung up on professional learning having a personal impact. However, the priority must be on meeting the needs of the school or the workplace. Paramount is the applicability and the relevance to now. It should be needs-based and just in time. Not something for future use, you may get to it, it might happen in another situation. Personalised, either in context or connection. Profound learning happens where a culture and climate of collaboration exists. Do you work in a culture where professional learning is valued, where it is expected? Culture can hinder or enhance learning. Does your culture have the social skills of learning? Is it safe to debate, to challenge, to fail, to question, to learn? Ownership. Where there is ownership, there is commitment and behavioural change. An element of choice, an active role in the selection of, or the design, or the application of learning creates ownership. Ownership creates value. And then there's ongoing connectedness, knowing the why, knowing the plan, having clarity and direction with flexibility, learning that is adaptive and creative, however strategic and purposeful. And then, of course, it comes down to approach. A delivery approach that values people, the impact and effectiveness of learning. Any facilitator of learning must work with learners, by learners, not doing it to learners. For learning to be effective, we must follow that multifaceted approach. The profound impact can be measured only when you see the learning in action. Beyond the learning context to the classroom with and for students. Learning means action. If you learn something, then you have to do something about it. You have to do something with it. And Zamanda also tells us, if you know better, then you have to do better. You can't just learn and let it sit. Profound learning comes back to your mindset. Are you open and wanting to learn? Wherever you find yourself, if you are open to learning, you will learn. A lot of the stuff has come from my thesis, and there's a reference there and a tag if you want to jump in and have a look a little bit more about professional learning, profound professional learning, especially for principals. Take care.